Cause you got that.
The haters on YouTube are on the verge of flooding with hate comments.
Cause you got that. Cause you got that.
Must wake up.
Cause you got that.
Must fight back.
The libs own the libs.
Got that something that I need in my life, so give it. Got that like you, cause you got that something that I need in my life.
Look here, the computer god's communism.
That's fucking ace.
You got that something.
Look, it's no alphabet, not even numerals. That's right.
Cause you got that.
Just feel to be fucking like about fucking what?
Jim, you're next.
Just got that.
I'm not saying it's exactly the pattern of agreement, but this is exactly the pattern.
Depends on the child, doesn't it?
Just got that.
Most well-known and credentialed scientists of this YouTube community.
Yeah. You moron.
All I wanted to do was just fucking stream and have a good time, have a good game.
Just got that.
That damn Kiwi Farms.
Gas
Just got that. Like you, cause you got that.
What kind of fucking silly is this?
Cause you got that. Like
What the hell?
cause you got that. That I need.
So basically, first of all, basically, and first of all, basically, I have to say is that, I don't know, first of all, how come, like, yeah, sorry, I'm with autism, I don't know how to use words that well.
My dad is not a fucking dork.
Dude, just talk to my fucking gun.
Like you, cause you got that something that I need in my life, so give it to me.
I've got balls of steel
Cause you got
Oh my god, no.
that I need in my life, that I need.
flowing out your ass.
Like. Like.
More talk over the goddamn room. Why fucking not?
Cause you got that.
Lyrics. That's the most relatable song, part of the song. I don't think Petal. Is there lyrics on here? Hold on.
My friend, could we stand together?
Oh.
Look
At us, we can't sniff forever. Show me sister, show me brother.
and we stay strong
For one another. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah! Come on, come on. For the leaders of the lands, don't sniff petrol from a can. You put your petrol in the college stage. Don't be rama-ramas, messing with your brains. It's deadly, don't you understand? You don't sniff petrol from a can. You put your petrol in the car, it goes. Don't be rama-rama, sniff it up your nose. Rama, don't be 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 rama. Love your friends, protect your family. They are with you when you are lonely. Don't bandera, don't bandera. When you stop, your brains will be clear. Come on, come on, come on, come on, yeah! Come on, come on. Without you, leaders of the lands, you don't sniff petrol from a can. You put your petrol in the carriage space. Don't be rama-ramas, messing with your brains. Say you're deadly. Do you understand? You don't sniff petrol from a can. Put your petrol in the car, it goes. Don't be rama-rama, sniff it up your nose. fuck is you run your tower? Rama, gonna get caught like blood in the summer. Yeah, I tell you, 'cause I can't tell you.
When I was walking in the street, seeing the boys and girls are sniffing to my tail. Killing your brains, killing your brains.
For the leaders of the Bavara lands, you don't sniff petrol from my can. You put your petrol in the car and stay. Don't be Rama, it's messing with your brain. You say you're deadly. Do you understand? You don't sniff petrol from my can. You put your petrol in the car, it goes. Don't be Rama, sniff it up your nose. Use your brains, think about your culture. Oh, sniffing! Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, good evening, chat, and welcome to the finale. It's a final one. It's the final year of the Chud. It's the final stream. It's the end. I should have played like end of Evangelion or something. Gotten extra sappy with it. We did a call-in thing earlier today. In case you missed that, that was a ton of fun. I don't know if you've ever heard 200 people screaming at each other while air raid sirens go off and people tap out Morse code. It was definitely a unique experience. My ears are still ringing. Always appreciate that. Pippa Pipkin showed up, and she promised everybody that at 200,000 subscribers, she was going to show off her armpits. And that at 300,000 subscribers, she would do anything you want, chat. Now, I may be gone come 2023, but if you get Pippa up to 300,000 subs, she's going to do some really degenerate stuff for you. Shameful. Shamefully embarrassing things. But she was totally on board. It's really bad the audio cut out and the VOD's not up right now, but you can take my word for it. Pippa's Pits at 200,000, and Pippa does anything at 300,000. You're welcome. You're Pippa Pitkin. You're welcome, chat. I hope you enjoy that. See, everybody's rambunctious today. So we had some groypers in there earlier. That's fine. They're allowed to come in and spam and say whatever they like. I know it's probably a new experience for them. Anybody that's been over at Cozy knows you can't really say what you want in the chat without getting banned. But over here on Daddy Jim and his special stream, you can say whatever you like. Never really been one for the Jannies. Like to let you say what you want to say, no matter how mean-spirited it may be. Though, of course, YouTube has the final say. Susan's watching after all of us, I'm sorry to say. I can't stop that. But if you wrap yourself up in some Franzia boxes, I think you'll be all right. I think you'll live through it, chat. What a year. Oh my God, can you believe it? What a wild and wacky year. On our little Year of the Chud year in review, we'll be looking at some of the goofy characters that have popped up over time. I hope you enjoy that. Go over some of the stories that have popped up over the year. Now, I know, it's New Year's Eve, and there's football on right now. I'm not sure who's playing hand egg right now, but I'm sure it's a team you probably want to watch. I'm sure you want to go out there and light off some fireworks and get drunk and ride your snowmobiles into a wall or something, or whatever the fuck it is you do on New Year's Eve. So I'll try to keep this to a reasonable length so you don't have to explain to your family, what are you doing right now? Why aren't you out at the barbecue? Uncle Buck he's making hamburgers and you're in your room listening to some person on the internet? And why do you keep buying hats? Mom told you to stop using the credit card, Steven. All right, who the fuck needs 85 hats? What's going on? I don't understand it. Do you have a drug problem? Do we need to put you in rehab? Is it time for an intervention? What are they? Have they got black tar heroin hidden under those stars or something, Steven? Uncle Buck is very disappointed. It's very sad. I wanted to share something with you. Apparently, I didn't even notice this until really, after the stream, but had a little gift left on my lawn. A little gift left on my lawn. Now, fun fact, I do have cameras around the house when I show the swatting footage, everything like that. But generally, if people are just having a bit of a goof or fun or whatever, I don't usually put up footage because everybody tries to be so shy and coy about it. Like if you're dropping off potatoes or running up a cart or something like that, I'm not going to do it. But notice somebody with a sled out in the street at like 10 at night trying to be stealthy. And then, what do you know? What's sitting at the front yard? What's been built up in the front yard? A snowman. Somebody came by and built me a fucking snowman out of actual snow. I thought maybe that's like fake plastic, or maybe it's like fake plastic and they put a little camera in the eye, the charcoal eyes or something. This is some great op that I was unaware of. But no, they built me a little snowman, a little Chud Bud snowman. Isn't that adorable? Look at that fucking guy. I swear to God, they had it disassembled into parts. So there are 3 giant snowballs, and then the arms, and like all of this. And it took them 10 minutes. Now imagine it's dark. You can't really see very well. There's some house lights and street lights. But it's 10 at night. It's a little nipply out there. It's cold. And you're trying to stealthily build a snowman in somebody's yard. A+. I like it. Now, of course, it's giving its ass to the neighborhood. So this snowman's been built specifically for me. Nobody else gets to look at the amazing effort that went into this. He got a little carrot nose, charcoal eyes. He's got the little buttons. Even put a scarf on him and a hat and everything. And of course, I made my wife go out there with a stick and poke it a few times to make sure it didn't explode. Just on the off chance this is like a proximity mine. Like, oh, we're gonna goof on Jim. He's never gonna see it coming when he walks out there and it detonates. But luckily, it was really just a snowman, and she's still alive. So I guess I win Husband of the Year. Hey, honey, do you wanna walk outside and just make sure it's not gonna take out half the neighborhood? Okay, I don't think the neighbors are gonna be super thrilled about that, enthused about that snowman out there. But given the effort, we're gonna keep this little guy, put him right in the corner here. I'm just gonna keep him. I had this like background art, and that's fine. We'll keep him in the corner for now, so everybody can enjoy the little Chud Bud snowman. Also, a shout out to Of Interest, who's been doing he's been doing a lot of Year of the Chud artwork. I know I keep using other things. It's probably infuriating, but a very good artist. He's over on chudbuds.lol and does good work. I don't know if he's opening a shop. He should. He seems to draw really good stuff. I saw the newest one, and then I saw like the collage he did. All very good. I've seen a lot of artwork. People put out a lot of artwork, and it's been very, very good. Chat, it's been very, very good. Well, as you know, this will be our final stream. Jim is riding off into the sunset. He's going to go do Jim things. We already got that out of the way. We already talked about the sad stuff already. We did that last time. And I even played some Sarah McLachlan this morning to really hits you in the heart. So I'll be keeping it upbeat. And we're gonna have a Chud-tastic evening as we go over this. As we go down our list of characters. I think maybe you've forgotten how goofy this fucking year has been. How just absolutely stupid this year has been. It's been great. There's been a lot of stuff I was able to cover and some stuff I haven't really even been able to get to. So it's good times. Now, also, let me just say this. There are a lot of super chats. I will try to read as many as I can. The last time I got detoured for like 4 hours. And Jimmy I don't know if Jimmy's got it in him. All right, you have to remember. They were blasting air raid sirens at my fucking head. Air raid sirens. Somebody was using Morse code this morning. I don't know what it translates to, but it was probably an insult. Probably a racial epithet. One of those two. One of those two words. Probably both would work. Let's be honest. But let's start our little year in review. I've got some mug shots, some photos of some of the individuals as we work our way through, and do a little highlight. And I'm going to let you decide, chat. Oh wait, we actually have a poll that's up already. Since we're all Rama here, and since the majority of you already voted. This ends it all. This is the definitive answer, by the way, chat, for Rama. So I hope you're ready. Rama, yes or no? 7,400 of you voted, 7,500 watching right now. That's pretty much everybody. 87% overwhelmingly yes. You are here to Rama Rama. That's probably the wrong message to take from all of this. I don't think you should be sniffing petrol. It's probably the wrong approach, chat. You know, I thought after doing streams for a whole fucking year, you'd be like, oh, no. No, that song's telling me not to do that. But of course you take the opposite direction. God bless you all. God bless you all, little chud buds. Sniffing that petrol. Out there not giving a fuck, going Rama Rama on everybody. Oh, I see more people are now voting, but I don't think you're going to swing it. I think it's pretty much solidly stuck at where it is. I don't think it's moving anywhere, chat. I'm sorry. 8,000 votes now, still 87% yes. Unless you can pull like 10,000 people out of your ass, you're not changing the vote. You're all addicted to petrol. God, too bad Randbot's not watching right now. He would love you for that. Randbot, my inheritor. I gave him all my oodles. He took all my oodles on Odyssey. So I hope you enjoy that. I'm sure he'll continue the time-honored tradition of laughing at stupid people on the internet. We also have Michael Alberto out there doing his documentary videos. It's Michael and Rantbot. It's a combination of the two. If they ever find a way for two men to have a baby and those two people have a baby together, you get yourself a new Jim. I think that's how that works. He's a little bit wacky. He's a little Australian. Michael's a little, I don't know what Michael is. Afro-Latino, I think? It's going to be a little difficult for Randbot. He's a bit of a racist, but I think this couple can make it work, chat. I think we can have a beautiful relationship. A beautiful relationship. All right, let's take the poll down. We know the Rama Rama question has been answered, chat. And let's begin our year in review. Now, this is cheating a little bit because it's kind of touched on last year and this year. But we've got contestant number one. Now, the way I'm going to try to do this is break them up into pairs. We're going to do like a little voting bracket, chat. I'm going to go over two individuals, and then I'm going to let you pick one. We'll move them to the next round. And we'll focus more on what makes them the entertaining shit show. The trash fire. The clown show of the year. Now, I know you may think you know who's going to win it, but there's been quite a few interesting little tales. And really, when you look at it and the totality of it, it might be a little more difficult than you imagine. But we're going to start it off with Mr. Hooks himself, Jack Murphy. Oh, do you remember Jack? The super alpha male, Mr. Vitality, uber cuck extraordinaire. Jack began our little journey on our Chud Buds adventure by freaking the fuck out on a internet talk show. Somebody had the gall to send in a super chat to ask Jack about his cuckin' history, about his authorship on cuckin', about the cuck lifestyle. And the floodgates, they opened. Now, this is a guy that used to give advice. He was one of the dating gurus, one of those people that you'd come across on occasion on the internet that really sets himself up to tell people, hey, do you want to know how to get a girlfriend? Because I can tell you for the low price of $8,000. A little bit steep, but I guess if you're lonely enough, Jack seemed like a beacon of hope. He's a lighthouse out on the dark waters of encelitude. I'm making that word up. That's my new word now. Encelitude. Trademark copyrighted. Jack will have to pay me money for the courses if he wants to use that in his brochures. So Jack gets asked a question. And Jack doesn't like that question very much and ends up freaking out. Was it Sydney, I think her name was? On her little host for daring to ask it. Which, let's be honest, is the wrong approach, chat, to take when you're asked something on the internet. Generally, you're going to be led well if you remember this simple fact. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, don't flip out. If you can follow that, you're probably going to get by 95% of the time, no matter how embarrassing or insulting it is. I mean, you can have good banter and a good quip to fire back with. But as long as you remember, don't flip out, don't spaz out, don't be a sped, you're going to do fantastic. But our boy here, Jack, just couldn't help himself. He had to freak out. And so what happens? What's the internet's reaction when somebody freaks out over something? Well, the first thing they want to do is dig into it. Why is this guy flipping out over a simple question? A super chat. I mean, somebody set this entire thing into motion. A 3-month shit show into motion with, I believe, a $5 super chat. That might be the most bang for your buck I've seen anybody ever get on the internet. And if I still had my Twitter account, because I screen capped it, I don't have my Twitter account anymore, but if I still had it, I could tell you the name of that hero. The protagonist of our story who sent that in. Sadly, chat, I don't remember what his name is. But I salute you. Can we get an 07 in chat for the man that set into motion Jack Murphy's train wreck? Can we get an 07 for the brave Hanon that sent in a $5 super chat and made a man implode in real time? An 07 to remember that all it took was one single question to make this guy flip out harder than almost anybody on the internet ever has? Oh, I'm seeing those 07s. I'm seeing a lot of 07s, a lot of well-spent money. That's right, chat. It was well spent. So what happens when you freak out like that? What's the general reaction? Well, like I said, people want to know why. So they began to investigate Jack Murphy. What is he doing? Why is he flipping out? And that, my friends, is when everything went downhill. Because it turns out the man who presents himself as a dating guru, the man who presents himself as a savior to incels that can get you off the lonely road, that can teach you how to eat right and live right and have a good life. It turns out that individual is a massive cuck. We're talking super duper cuck. A supernova of cuckdom. And it just didn't end there. It wasn't just that he was writing articles, and he did, about how to be a cuck. It wasn't that he was just writing articles about living a weird kind of sexual, voyeuristic lifestyle. There were videos. There were videos, and there was pictures, and there was audio of a lot of sucking and fucking going on. Lots of really embarrassing shit. And of course, I think we've all learned the lesson at this point. I mean, it's more true than it's not. That any man that posts his penis on the internet, unless they're a porn star, generally has a very small penis. I've seen this happen now 20 times, and I think there's one exception. And our boy here, we'll call him Little Tinkle Winkle. Our boy here, Little Tinkle Winkle, has kind of got a small dick. So it comes as no shock that the man presenting himself as the dating guru with a tiny itty bitty baby dick, who's known for using, and I guess this is this like an industry term? Pussy hooks? The man with the baby dick, known for using pussy hooks. Not as much of alpha chat as we all expected. Not as much as the Uber stud that we were all imagining him to be. And of course, it turned into the trash fire that we all know, the Jack Murphy trash fire. Now we covered this. God, I said it's a little bit of cheating. It's a tiny bit of cheating because a little bit last year, a little bit this year. But I think it's fair because it really did start off the Chud stuff. And it was months of this. He shut down his website. He went dark for quite some time. And then tried coming back, and immediately everybody that knew him started making pussy hook jokes, talking about those baby dicks. And he was not having it. He was not very happy. His political capital was spent, I guess you could say. And I can't remember the name of a specific group. Was it the Illuminati Pussy Slayers? Was that what he called himself? I can't remember. They had a group name. You could pay $500 to join the super secret stud chat. I don't know. I don't know if they offered refunds on that, if it was like a Bernie Sanders thing, no refunds. But our boy here, got to give him credit. Because Jack Murphy is the one that started this whole shit show. Good going, Mr. Murphy. Mr. Pussyhooks. We're loving it. Now, Jack Murphy is contestant number one. As I said, he's the progenitor, the originator of the shit shows this year. But he's not the only one. Oh, we've got another one coming up, and we're going to pair him, I think, let's go with Keffels. Things have escalated, now I'm in hiding. And I'm sure you all remember Keffels and their jihad, their crusade against Kiwi Farms. There's poor, innocent, church-going, Christian-loving Kiwi Farms. I don't know if you know much about Kiwi Farms, but let me tell you a little bit about Kiwi Farms. Kiwi Farms is a charitable organization dedicated to helping orphans. Hand to God, Joshua Moon, spends most of his days feeding the hungry. He runs a soup kitchen. They use the ad revenue off of Kiwi Farms to feed the homeless. And here comes Keffels. And what does Keffels hate? Charity. Keffels hates charity. So they decide that they're going to take out Kiwi Farms. Time to take them down. Time to wipe them out. We can't let that evil Kiwi Farms exist on the internet anymore. Oh. So we're gonna get the brigade together, and we're gonna take them out. Now this was a campaign Keffels waged, I'd say, for about 2 months. And they had a lot of people in the how do I put this? What exactly would you call it? This particular brigade. It's right on the tip of my tongue, and it's probably going to stay there if I don't want to have the stream immediately banned. But to give you the short background, Keffels goes to war with Kiwi Farms. Blames Kiwi Farms, by the way, for all the tragic things that have happened to them. If you remember this amazing video, things have escalated, now I'm in hiding. Now, Keffels is a bit of a unique case because I think out of everybody on the list for shit shows and trash fires this year, Keffels might be the only one that actually profited with their GoFundMe or their fundraiser, $100,000, $200,000. It was quite a sum of money. Everybody else, really, that we're going to cover, nobody's hit that. So I guess if you had an L and a W category, Keffels would have got a W on the fact that they really got money out of this, compared to, say, Jack Murphy, who just got purely humiliated. But Keffels decided that they don't like what's going on. They want Kiwi Farms taken down. And starts to go after anybody that would say otherwise. You could see fights taking place on Twitter all the time. Now, Keffels, I believe, and I really do believe this is true, ran a bot army and would use that to astroturf anybody they came across, loving to tell people that they were getting ratioed. In particular, they really didn't like Destiny. Wanted to go after Destiny. Now, maybe that's because Destiny made a manifesto, an entire manifesto about Keffels, and then uploaded it to the internet to slam dunk on them, which was pretty funny. But got Destiny banned from Twitter. Got many people banned from Twitter. Got me banned from Twitter. All for really just talking about the dumb things that Keffels does. And they had help from other people. I won't name names, but let's just say one of them was famous for, what was the phrase they used? Consent accident? Was that what the term was? Consent accidents? And by the way, do you notice that, fun fact, a little aside as we go over the history of Keffels here. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but ever since Elon Musk took over, Keffels doesn't seem to have the sway they used to have. Now they've retreated. They've gone back, and they mostly lurk on, Twitch now? But as far as using Twitter to get people canceled, that kind of fell apart. That kind of just imploded on them. Not working out like it always used to. Huh. Well, that's really suspicious. When all the people that were, behind the scenes at Twitter that seem to have a political ideology they like to kind of infuse into their decision-making on policy, when they suddenly got fired, all of a sudden, Keffels can't get people canceled easily. Weird. Strange. So there's Keffels starting their war against Kiwi Farms with the help of other people who hate Kiwi Farms, a particular group of people that really dislike Kiwi Farms, wanting to stop poor innocent Joshua Moon, charitable boy that he is, shut down his soup kitchen. And what do? They go after everything they can, all the pieces of infrastructure that they can take out, and they take it out. And Josh is on the ropes for a little while. I'd say if there's one interesting story from this year, not related to trash fires, but just somebody that had an arc that was a bit admirable this year, would be Josh. We had a lot of people out there, won't name names right now, we'll get to it later, that claim to be targeted by governments, by banks, by different entities that really wanted to come down on top of them. And one person that legitimately happened to was Josh at Kiwi Farms. What do we see happen? We had everything from ISPs to Tier 1 providers shutting them down. We had servers shutting them down, software shutting them down. Anything and everything that Keffels could attack to try to take down Kiwi Farms, it seemed to get unplugged, one after the other. But somehow, some way, Josh, throughout all of it, for 2 to 3 months, has miraculously kept the website up. It's still kicking. Keffel started a war to take down the worst, according to them, the worst website on the internet down, and they couldn't do it. Not with all the press on their side, not with governments on their side, not with technology companies on their side, not with social activists on their side. Keffel's aimed a cannon at Kiwi Farms, and it was a dud. And our little boy Josh kept his soup kitchen open. And of course the hits keep on rolling, because what happens with Keffel's? Well, their power diminishes on Twitter. They don't have the sway they used to have. Those ratios are getting smaller. Audience is shrinking a little bit. Not as many people watching as they used to on Twitch. And of course, the police, because they had claimed they'd gotten swatted, that's why they had to go overseas. What happens? Well, the police come out and they have their internal ruling. Or the Canadian government, I don't know how it works up there, really. I don't really pay attention to the Canadians too much. Who does? What happens? Everything's copacetic, bros. The police say, hey, you know what? Nothing bad happened here. Keffel's is full of shit. So there they are. An embarrassment. In fact, chat, can we get an E for embarrassment? Can we get an E for embarrassment in chat? For declaring war against a website and just fucking it up? I mean, sure, you got some good money out of it. Nobody's denying that. Nobody can. But you completely fucked it up. You started your war and hit him with everything you could, and you completely fucked it up. Can we get E's and Josh won? I think Josh Moon deserves that. Doesn't he? Sure, he can be a bit spurgy and freak out from time to time, but Josh won. And I think, at the end of the year, on New Year's Eve, we should really celebrate that. Josh won. The old internet, a little vestige of it, won. Things may change, 2023 may come, and it could get worse. Who knows? Who knows what's up ahead? But E for embarrassment, and a Josh won. Sad, shameful, Keffels. Really, quite shameful. Now, we're going to use these two. Let me pull down this picture here. Who does that, by the way? Things have escalated. Now I'm in hiding. And then like a day later, we find out where they are because they tell everybody. I've gone into hiding. By the way, here I am. Why would you do that? Why would you tell everybody you're in hiding and then immediately tell everybody where you are? Oh, because you want attention. Because it was all about attention. It's all about looking good rather than being good. And you thought Josh would be an easy target. You thought Kiwi Farms would be an easy get. And you couldn't even take it down. Embarrassing. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. So we're going to call this bracket 1. Ooh, bracket 1. And we're going to have Jack Murphy and Keffels going head to head as we move through our brackets of best shit show of the year, chat. Now I'm going to put that up there. That's for you to vote. Let me ask the community here. Bracket 1. I know I should have had some game show music. Ding dong, ding dong. But we'll see. What was the better shit show? Was it Jack Murphy and his massive implosion and destruction of his dating reputation? Or was it Keffels having to bend the knee to Josh Moon because they couldn't take down Kiwi Farms no matter how hard they tried? Oh, take your time to vote, chat. I'll give you time. I see the votes they're tallying in. A lot of people going with Keffels. But Jack's making a little bit of a comeback here. I know, might be unfair. Keffels is a little bit more modern news. And poor Jack Murphy was right at the tail end of last year, beginning of this year. Memories have faded a little bit. But we're getting there right now. Jack Murphy sitting at a 41%, up 40%. Keffels got that lead 60% to 40. I know it's a bit of a tough choice. I tried to pair them up as best I could, but I will abide by chat's decision. Chat, you're calling the best shit show of the year of all the stories we've covered and the individuals that have just tripped over themselves like fucking idiots. God, I love the internet. It's been like a story a month, really. Really, when you look at it, it's been pretty great. We've got 5,000 votes in so far. Jack Murphy at 40%, Keffels at 60%. Now we've got about 9,600 watching. I'm gonna let it go for a little bit longer here. Maybe Jack can swing that win. I don't know. Be the first time he's won in the last fucking year. First time he's won. Keffels already has that 1 W from just making money. Oh, is Jack going to get defeated twice? That's embarrassing. Oh, shameful, Jack. Not only did you get beaten by the internet, now you're getting beaten by Keffels? Oh my god. I don't know how you're going to cope with that. Maybe I should. Should I look up some, like Price is Right music or something when they're making their decision so I can play that as we go over these brackets? I don't know. I've got like a song stuck in my head, a little jingle for what the music should sound like, but I'll be damned if I can't. You can't just go and search ding dong on fucking YouTube. I don't even want to know what that's going to pull up. Probably some Spider-Man Elsa video that's going to get me put in an FBI van. Not looking good, Jack. I'm sorry to say we're 2 minutes into this. Give it another minute here. But Jack, it's looking like you're losing here, buddy. Jack blown again. That's right. His what was it? Hetero flexibility has been blown out of the water. It's not looking good, Jack. It's looking very sad here. I'm sorry. I think you're going to have to take the L on this one. All right, we'll wait till it ticks over to 7,000 votes, and then we're calling it. We're 3 minutes in. I don't think there's any way Jack Murphy's going to pull this out. I'm calling it right now. The winner of bracket 1, and I'm just going to get rid of his picture right now. That way I don't have to be confused and be like, who won, who lost? You're gone, Jack. Get out of here. Goodbye, Jack Murphy. Shameful. Shameful, Jack Murphy. Can't believe you lost again. All right, let's close that. Let's end that poll. Keffels handily won that. You can see it. Just pop by. Bracket 1. There you go. Well, 59 to 40%. 7,500 votes. Keffels is moving on. Of course, we'll see how they do in bracket 2. Because now we got some big hitters coming up, folks. All right, we got a very big hitter. Extremely big hitter coming up. Emphasis on the big part. I'm talking about, bitch, I'm an internet celebrity. Oh, you know it was coming. I mean, we can't talk about the year of the Chud. We can't talk about the Chud-tastic trash fires that have happened without talking about Ethan Ralph, who I think has been almost a staple of fuck-ups throughout the year. I mean, it's almost remarkable, really, how many fuck-ups this one individual is responsible for and still continually engaging in. I almost feel a little bit of pity about who he's going up against, but we'll see how he does. Now, Ethan Ralph, if I wanted to give you a little bit of history, and it's going to be a year's worth condensed down into 10 minutes here. Ethan Ralph started getting people's attention. Well, he's got people's attention for a few things before this, like a bifurcated gun photo. But really, it was his first attempt to own the A-Logs, or as his particular group will become known, the A-Hogs. Having a fight with Andy Warski of Kino Casino, he decided that he was going to one-up him by going to Portugal. Oh, isn't that going to be fun? Andy's homeland, the place Andy Warski wanted to go move to because he had relatives out there, and he was going to go and visit it. And what did Ralph decide to do because they were having a petty fight on the internet? I'm going to go fly out there myself, Warski. So he hops on a plane, goes to Portugal, and what happens? Well, suddenly there are photos being posted of him with his face broken, orbital bone shattered, nose busted, black and blue all over his face, swollen, disheveled, unsightly. And we get an initial story. If I remember right, Ralph's initial story was that he was attacked by 5 ninjas in an alleyway. 5 ninjas descended from the shadows in an alleyway, and Ralph fought them off with his katana. Of course, as the story evolved over time, it wasn't really 5 ninjas. It was more like 3 guys. And of course, the beating not being embarrassing enough, they stole his purse. Imagine going to a foreign country to one-up some guy on the internet, and you're beaten in the streets, and they steal your purse, and then they sell it on eBay. That's right. The people that beat him in the streets of Portugal sold his man purse. They tried to sell his man purse on the internet for profit. Unbelievable. Now, my little interaction with Ralph really begins when I laughed at this, and he started writing Tumblr blogs about myself and my family. He's very upset, leading to me going on to streams with him, namely Mundane Matt. Now, if you remember, Ralph had a history with Mundane Matt. Matt had shown his flagging history. He had flagged down a lot of people that were critical of him, and Ralph loved to celebrate that. He would bring it up at every opportunity. That was called the Boulder Stream. You love to dunk on Mundane Matt. So it's that George Lucas pottery moment where it rhymes. Because all of a sudden now Ethan Ralph is on a live stream with me laughing about him being, beaten in Portugal, and Mundane Matt's the host. Now, I don't need to play that stream for you. You've probably seen it by this point, or at least the highlights of it. But Ralph cried. He cried a little bit. He cried a lot. And then to really just make it extra embarrassing, the man who he had delighted in the humiliation of for years and years and years, Mundane Matt, asked him to show his flagging history, and then follows it up by basically calling Ralph a hypocrite. And what does Ralph do? He ran away. Ralph ran away from Mundane Matt, the man he had the biggest victory of his life against, the man who he would talk about incessantly, the man who he celebrated the destruction of. That man was able to humiliate Ralph in front of an audience as he drunkenly cried because people were laughing about his man purse being stolen. Ouch. And that's like, we've done 1/10 of the lore. That's what I'm talking about. We've got a real winner here, folks. Because Ralph wasn't just, he can't just stop there. Beaten in another country, having your purse stolen, humiliated by your arch enemy, Mundane Matt. How does he follow it up? A bowling event. A bowling event where he gives himself a trophy. And what happens at that bowling event? He gets elbowed in the face by a dude who calls him Rapist Ralph as half his attendees flee because the police show up. I think Dick Masterson's knees exploded. Just terrible things. And Ralph, of course, had bought a giant trophy for this event and then gave it to himself. So I guess when you've been beaten in another country, had your purse stolen, had your arch nemesis humiliate you, get elbowed in your face at your own event, have a bunch of people who are fans of Pod Awful make fun of you on the microphone by bringing food, I guess you need to buy yourself a trophy to feel a little better. A bit humiliating, to be honest. Now Ralph, not content with just being beaten out twice in public on film, decides let's make it a trifecta. In hockey, we call it a hat trick. And we can see he loves his hats. So Ralph decides he's going to go to Portugal again to teach the A-Hogs a lesson. You can't stop me, A-Hogs. I'm going back. Let's see what you going to do. I'm going to Lisbon. And what happens? He gets beaten again, this time by 2 Brits, a couple of bongs, after taunting the internet saying, I ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of nothing. Come get me. Come see what happened. Come get me. A couple of bongs decide to go and find him. And then he attacks them first, by the way. And they beat him in the streets of Portugal. Now, Ralph said that he was going to get Interpol to arrest them. This was a while ago. But I don't think there's been any APBs put out. I don't see any international search warrants being issued for shit posters and YouTube streamers from Bongland. Shameful display. Once again, embarrassed on the internet, beaten a 3rd time in front of an audience. But Ralph just keeps that momentum going. It just doesn't end there. Some other highlights from the year would be when I sold a t-shirt to shame him into paying child support. You may not know this, but Ralph was ducking out on paying his child support. So I made a t-shirt that said, I spent more on this t-shirt than Ethan Ralph has on his son. And what do you know? All of a sudden, Ralph wants to pay child support. Oh, that's an A-Hog victory, folks. You got shamed into paying child support by a fucking internet t-shirt. Embarrassing. And of course, you'd think, okay, it can't possibly get worse than that. Well, he decides to do a Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego bit by saying that he's going to flee and that you're never going to find him. Oh, actually, I forgot one other instance. I'm sorry. There's so much shit, it's hard. You occasionally forget, and especially when you try to sum it up in 10 minutes. There was a janitor at an aquarium that Ralph threatened to show up to. Ralph said that he was going to go to an aquarium and beat a janitor up, the guy that cleans the fucking fish tanks. He was coming down there, he's going to teach him a lesson. What ends up happening? Ralph doesn't go down there. He instead contacts management and tries to get the janitor fired. So what does the aquarium do? The aquarium tells the janitor, don't worry about it, and then bans Ethan Ralph from ever going to that aquarium. I I don't know anybody. There's no one else I've ever heard of that's been banned from a fucking aquarium before. But somehow, our rage pig here, our bog hog, pulled it off. The fish man cometh, and the fish man taketh. And poor Ethan Ralph is now banned from the fucking aquarium. Oh, that is some embarrassing shit. And that's hard. That's hard when every moment from almost all points of this year have been nothing but an embarrassment. So shamed from being beaten in public 3 times, from awarding himself his own trophy in bowling, from having people leave corn cobs on his front yard, to having a janitor one-up him on the internet. Ralph decides he's going to play Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. The A-Hogs can't find me. I've moved somewhere you're never going to find me. And as if it was divine intervention, God himself reached down from the heavens and set loose upon Mexico earthquakes. And every time there would be an earthquake in Mexico, Ethan Ralph would not be able to stream. We're talking a 1-to-1 ratio. Earthquake in Mexico, Ralph can't stream. Another earthquake in Mexico, Ralph can't stream. Suddenly people put 2 and 2 together, and they're like, I think he went to Mexico. I think he might be down there. Now, this could never really be confirmed, just speculated. That is until Ralph decided, you know what? After no Ralph November, after people just ignoring me for a month, I need that attention. I need to embarrass myself some more. And decides to get into a giant fight with his new, or soon-to-be, father-in-law. Because he's going to get married. Now, he was originally going to get married at a bowling alley, and then it was going to be a wrestling event. And now I think it's Atlantic City. I don't know what the fuck this guy's up to. He's getting married somewhere. And the dude that's the father of the bride. All right, our upcoming father-in-law straight up gives his location away. And then on top of that, the Mexican government's database has his picture for entry into the country up and searchable. So first it was God, then it was a father-in-law, and then it was the Mexican government itself. Came after Ralph and gave away his location. He finally had to fess up. Okay, Hogs, I'm down here. And it just gets worse. Because now the father-in-law and him are screaming at each other on Twitter. They're into a big fight. We're finding out that Ralph lives in a concrete box in Mexico, that he hides in his truck to use the air conditioning, that it's mold infested where he lives, that there are wild packs of dogs on the street. Fantastic. That's a chef's kiss. That's a chef's kiss if I've ever heard of one. Just event after event after event after event. He really keeps the hits coming. Now, it's funny to me, because all the way back on that Monday match stream, Ralph had the criticism that you gave up the name your daddy gave you? You changed the name your daddy gave you? I'd like to remind everybody that this is a dude who's in a group called America First, who's now living in Mexico. He gave up the country his daddy gave him. Now, I want you also to recall that there's an internet phenomena known as Drachenlord. You remember him? The German guy everybody screams at and fucks with all the time? He lived in his house getting fucked with for 5-6 years. Ethan Ralph ran away before Drachenlord did. Drachenlord is more of a man than Ethan Ralph. I ain't scared. Apparently you're much more scared than that German dude. Sad. Absolutely sad and shameful. A big, obese, rock star loving German man has bigger balls than you, Ralph. Ouch. Shameful. I think he needs to give up that bowling trophy and that fake wrestling belt to Drachenlord. I think that's who deserves it. Because he is a bigger man. Now now remember, we're in bracket number 2. All right, we had Keffel's win against Jack Murphy. Now you might think this is unfair. Who the fuck's going to outdo Ethan Ralph? I mean, it's been disastrous. Let me introduce you to federal agent Baked Alaska. Now, Baked Alaska's had a hell of a year. I don't know if you remember this, but he's been a busy boy. It's very difficult to snitch on as many people as Baked Alaska has, but he's really put in the effort. Ever since his federal plea agreement for January 6th, numerous gripers have all mysteriously been arrested or had charges brought against them. It's a little suspicious. Baked also happens to be a half co-owner co-owner, owns half of, at least to my understanding, of Louise's Power Chat, which is the financial system embedded into Cozy.gov. I'm sorry, Cozy TV, the premier streaming platform of America First. So our federal informant, who signed a federal plea deal related to January 6th, is running the financial system that gets everybody's information over on Cozy.gov. What could go wrong? As Groyper after Groyper after Groyper gets arrested and sentenced to large amounts of time. Now our boy Baked here doesn't look like he's going to do a ton of time. He's going to be going to a mid-security prison. A mid-security prison, maybe. But he's going to be starting off 2023 with a bang. I know it's not really inside the year of the Chud. It's not really 2022, but what you need to take into account is after he maced a bouncer, he called it content spraying. After he maced a bouncer, bizarre. After he did that, he got tried and convicted and tried to appeal his sentencing. And they said no deal. So now Baked Alaska's going in January 2nd, I believe, for 30 days in county lockup. And then after that 30 days are up, sometime in February or March, he should be finding out just how much time he's going to get federally for January 6th. Now, he turned in enough people, and he's got all those Power Chat receipts, and he'll probably not do a ton of time. But Baked, all the stuff that Ethan has done, he's avoided, I guess, going to the big house, right? So when you looked at Jack Murphy and you looked at Keffels, we could say Keffels kind of got a W because they got money out of it. Well, if you looked at Baked Alaska and you looked at Ralph, well, Ralph got a W out of it because he's not going to prison in 2 days and then again in 60 days and potentially one more time at the end of the year. So I'm not, Yoba Bros, I'm not feeling so good. Cozy Sisters, I'm feeling a little nervous. Maybe he's going to do that 30 days in county lockup and decide he doesn't like it so much. Maybe Bake's going to decide he wants to get out of the federal stuff. I don't know, Cozy Sisters. But I'm not feeling so good over here. Now that is our bracket number 2. Let me put up the poll. I know it's unfair. Who can beat Ethan Ralph? But I will let chat decide. Chat will decide on our bracket number 2. Who's going to the finals, boys? Who's going to the finals? Vote for your bigger trash fire here. Is it going to be Baked? Or is it going to be Ralph? I mean, it's almost a given. Though you could surprise me. You could 180 on me. And be like, oh, he'll never see it coming. Jim, foolish bastard. You'll never see this coming. I know. It really is hard. I tried to make the brackets fair. This one was hard because, like, who do you put it up with? Like, who do you put it up with to make this work? I don't know. Total Ralph Mayo victory. Ralph Bros, it's a redemption arc. Oh, look at these votes. This is more skewed than it was with Jack Murphy and Keffels. We already got 4,500 votes coming in. 86% are saying Ralph won in our moving ahead to brackets. Well, I don't know if you could call it winning. I guess I should rephrase that. Is it really winning when you're voted bigger trash fire? I mean, kind of? Maybe? Not 100% certain on that. I'm going to need to wait for chat to give me a solid answer on that. Seeing a lot of corn and a lot of sueys in chat. Oh, I'm seeing some pills. Okay, let me give you a shake here. Let old man Metokur. Oh, Jim, why won't you die, Metokur? Let me grab one of my bottles and give it a shake. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the good shit. Oh, shit, that's the good shit. Oh. I'm going to try to give each vote about 2 to 3 minutes. So, we gave Jack Murphy and Keffels 3 minutes. We'll give Ralph and Bake 3 minutes, even though I think it's fairly obvious who's winning this one. 6,400 votes coming in, 2-minute mark, 86% for Ralph already. Is Ralph going to take the crown? Is Ralph going to be the victor of the biggest dumpster fire of the year? Potentially, but there's been some pretty big shit shows. So we'll see where that goes. It's not true. It's not true. I've got one more minute of voting here, folks. I think people are so defeated by the notion that Baked has no chance in hell, they're like, there's no point in voting. There's no way. There's no way federal informant Baked is going to take this. I'm sorry, Mr. Alaska. You're going to have to twirl around in a parking lot bitching about Twitter again. I just don't think you're going to take it. I just don't think you're going to win it. It's not true. Oh. I wish I was slightly healthier and I could do more fun voices. But really, I've just got the Ashton and Andy baby voice and maybe a really shitty Southern voice, and that's like it. That's it. I can't. I used to be able to do a semi-decent Ralph, but that's past me now. I'll have to wait for a new torchbearer to show up to be able to do a good Ethan Ralph voice. All right, we're at the 3-minute mark, folks. And it's clear. Ethan Ralph is winning. He's moving on to the next bracket. Ralph has moved on to the next bracket. Let's see what that final percentage. Wow, that shot by fast. So the winner in bracket number 2 would be Ethan Ralph with 85%, Baked Alaska with 14 paltry percent. Baked, goddamn. Not only are you going to prison in 2 days, you only got 14%. Oh my God. Can we get a D in chat for Baked Alaska? A D standing for don't drop the soap? Baked, don't drop the soap? Well, maybe you would like it. I mean, he had those half-naked tickle fights. So I'm not 100% certain. Maybe he does want to drop the soap. Maybe the D doesn't stand for don't drop the soap, but it stands for another kind of D that he's licking his lips over. I don't know. Speculation. Speculation. You can't tell what I'm trying to say. Can't prove nothing. Let's get Baked. Get out of here. You're gone. You're done. You're out of here. Oh, we're moving through the brackets here. Now this next one. Okay, folks. This next one I think is actually fairly close. It's really going to depend on how you look at it. Because both are pretty good shit shows. So let's start it off with our boy, the leader of America First, the owner of cozy.gov, the one who everybody bends a knee for in more ways than one, Nicholas J. Fuentes. This is the most recent picture we have of him, taken at a McDonald's somewhere in Compton as he's working on the Ye24 campaign. He's a little stressed out. He's a little bit of a stress eater. It's all right. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason to be ashamed or embarrassed, Nicholas. Now our boy, Little Nick, well, I can't call him Little Nicky anymore, can I? Big Nicky Fuentes has had a bit of a year. It's been rough for the dumper pumper. Where do we even start with this? Well, let's start at the beginning. It's very weird, by the way, that statements of mine have ended up, I don't know what you'd call it, like snowballing events maybe, or helping to facilitate them into bigger trash fires, but Nick Fuentes and I had an engagement on social media where I was critical of statements he made in a stream where he was talking to people like Ethan Ralph about DMCAing people and striking down content. And Nick had given the opinion that he thought it was based and awesome, even taking it further, saying that people like Porcelain should have their accounts removed from the internet, just taken off the internet, because they deserve that. Because he doesn't like their content, it shouldn't exist. No free speech for you. Now, this is a man that's been going around for a year and a half, telling everybody that he was targeted by the government, that everybody's out to get him, they're going to freeze his bank accounts, his money was taken, they couldn't get on airplanes, all these terrible things were going on to him, and then just jovially telling people that he wanted to silence anybody he didn't like. And I thought that was a little bit gay. So we have a stream where Nick, king of the optics, gets on there and calls himself Hitler 2, 3, and 4, talks about how criminals are based and awesome, talks about how it's super neato to flag down content that laughs at you or makes fun of you or you don't like. It basically just devolves into a shit show. And now what happens next? Well, his number one, the boy he loves the most, Jaden. Oh my God, precious Jaden. Rumper Dumper Supreme. Jaden, a member of America First, somebody who worked for the organization who lived at Nick's place in the basement. Jaden decides to leave because they start having fights. Why is Nick upset? Because Jaden found a girlfriend. And because, as he said, as he's quoted as saying, having sex with women is gay. And what happens once our boy Jaden leaves the coop? Once he's flying, once he's left the nest? Well, turns out Nick decided to take hundreds of creep shots of Jaden and then post them as some kind of weird online own against him. It's very bizarre. I've never seen one guy take pictures of another guy asleep that much. There are pictures of Jaden with his legs open and, partially undressed, asleep on the bed, asleep on the couch. Anytime Jaden closed his eyes, Nick would pull a phone out. He'd be taking selfies of himself with Jaden. He'd be taking just pictures of Jaden straight up. Very weird. Then another little incident pops up where Nick, using a alt Twitter account, because he goes through one every day, posts something, and then what do you see on the phone? A little bit of transsexual pornography. If you remember what happened to Alex Jones during one of his broadcasts, it was pretty similar. So now we've got the boy he loves, he's very upset about, won't stop talking about him month after month after month. Then we get the transsexual porn thing, a little bit embarrassing. But then more stories start coming out. Because what happens? It turns out that when Jaden moved out of the apartment building, or wherever the hell they lived together in the basement, Nick decided to go looking for cum. He went on a cum hunting adventure with a blacklight. Now I want you to imagine how fucking weird this is for a guy. You find out this dude's been taking pictures of you nonstop while you're asleep. And then when you left, he took a blacklight to look for your cum. He's a literal cum detective. That's not an exaggeration. Went looking for that white gold. Checking the couch cushions, looking for used boxers. I don't know, maybe he used more than that blacklight. Maybe he's sniffing around for it. I can't say for sure, but he's out there doing it. So this is going on. We've got an embarrassing breakup that's happening publicly for our boy Nick Fuentes. Got the transsexual porn that's allegedly found on his phone. The cum hunting adventure that happens. His statements about going after people he doesn't like. Him admitting that he does have a working bank account. Finding out that he wasn't on the no-fly list federally, but he was on the no-fly list because he spazzed out on a flight attendant about wearing a mask. Just kind of L after L after L. Kind of building up a little bit for him. But it really kicks into high gear when he decides that he wants to get super political. So Milo Yiannopoulos steps in and says, how can I destroy President Trump? Because Milo's got a grudge. How can I come in and destroy President Trump? I know. I'll bring along with me Nicholas Fuentes, and we'll go with Kanye West to a dinner. So they all get together. Now remember, this is a dude that had like a Trump banner over his bed. MAGA this, MAGA that. Love Donald Trump. A hero of his. So he goes out, has dinner with Kanye West, has dinner with Milo, has dinner with Donald Trump. And it turns into a shit show spectacular. Because now we've got article after article coming out talking about how shitty Nick Fuentes is. People are playing clips on television about how he's saying it's gay to have sex with women. And everybody's looking at Jaden's rumper dumper like, huh, I wonder what quality this boy has that this man is so attracted to. And of course, he decides, let's kick it up even more. I'm going to be an advisor on the Kanye West 2024 presidential campaign. And how's that working out? Well, after sleeping at a roach-infested Motel 6 because Kanye has no more money, Nick is now back in Chicago doing his stream. So imagine, the end of your year is meeting your two personal heroes and having them both hate you. Donald Trump disavows you. And then Kanye West, I don't know, maybe he got lucid for a minute? He got a little lucid for a minute there. And threw him in a roach motel. And now, we'll get to this in a second, but now Nick is back in Chicago. Embarrassing. It's a little bit embarrassing, chat. Now, who do you pair Nick Fuentes up with? I know it's a bit unfair. Ethan Ralph going against Baked Alaska, that's a little unfair. So let's make sure Nick has got a proper opponent. Let's make sure he's got somebody that's up to standards. Let's talk about Kanye West. Kanye West speed running his way through insanity for us all to watch. Now, Kanye, wanting to be a superhero, I don't know. He wants to be Rorschach. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Walking around in a gimp mask everywhere he goes. wearing Balenciaga apparel after they have a giant controversy about children and things in their advertisement just goes off the deep end. Now, he's being targeted. He had a lot of money taken away. He had some really screwed up shit happen to him, and it's understandable. But he took on his advisors to express those griefs and those grievances. Milo Yiannopoulos and Nicholas Fuentes. So now you've got Kanye West going on to InfoWars and making Alex Jones shudder. Like Alex Jones, a guy that talks about lizard people and water making frogs gay, is like he's holding his face in his hands like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? Kanye's out there with a little net. He's got a little net. He's doing a puppet voice with it and shit. He's walking out of interviews with Tim Pool. He's just going off everywhere. He gets reinstated on Twitter because Elon let him back on, and then he does a bunch of dumb shit and he gets kicked off again. But before he gets kicked off, what does he do? At the height of the Balenciaga controversy, because they had an advertisement where they had reports about children being abused, is really screwed up stuff. He's telling everybody that Jesus loves Balenciaga and that you should love it too, and that Balenciaga is based. It'd be like if he came out and did a pizza commercial for Comic Ping Pong. Unreal. So, as this is starting to gain momentum, as it's getting more and more embarrassing, he's talking about his ex-wife fucking this guy. I can't remember his name. It was some actor comedian, but he went on to Charlemagne's talk show and talked about how the dude had a 10-inch dick and just freaked the fuck out about it. So as this is going on, as this is getting more and more disastrous, and I mean, this really has just been a month or two of it. We really haven't seen much of how crazy this is going to get. Now, all of a sudden, his ex-business partners who want to serve him for multi-million-dollar lawsuits after he lost his Reebok deal, after he lost all these different deals, where he's making hundreds of millions of dollars, and now they want to get refunded. So now you got an ex-business partner wanting, $5 million, $4.5 million. Kanye's on the lam. He's gone into hiding. So there's Nick. There's Nick Fuentes, his political advisor, in a roach motel in the middle of fucking nowhere, throwing cups of Sprite at people at fucking Waffle House or wherever the hell he was in the middle of the morning, just under a tremendous amount of pressure, as Kanye West is running around in a GIMP mask trying to dodge process servers. Like, he should have called up Ethan Ralph and asked him for advice, because at least Ralph, he's ducking and dodging left and right through this shit. That dude went to Mexico to get away from it. I don't know where Kanye is right now. Is he hiding in a box? Is he living on the street where nobody can find him? He's out there somewhere, like a ghost, a specter, his own comic book hero in his mind, with his little GIMP mask and his net, probably doing puppet voices to people that walk by him on the street. Maybe he asked for change. Maybe he's living as a homeless man now, and he uses that little net to collect it. I couldn't tell you. But this is our bracket 3. So Nick has been building up to kind of imploding, right, towards the end of the year. And so you've got kind of like a slow burn with Nick, and you've got that bright flash with Kanye. Which is the bigger shit show? Kanye West went from being a billionaire to begging for change on the streets and hiding from people in a GIMP mask? Or is it Nick Fuentes, who met his two personal heroes and had them basically shit on him, and then had his boyfriend shit on him, and then had everybody laugh about him talking about how having sex with women is gay? And then, of course, everybody found out he was into cum hunting. There was an article that described him as a cum detective. There's an article in the mainstream media that describes Nick Fuentes as a literal cum detective. That is an accomplishment for the ages, Nick. An accomplishment for the ages. So let me pull that up. This is bracket number 3. Do we want that slow burn Nick Fuentes, or do we want that fast and dirty Kanye West? Which way are we going with this, chat? Let me just get this set up. Bracket number 3. Year of the Chud. It's time to vote for the third one. Long and drawn out shit show, or a glorious explosion of insanity that happens in just a few minutes. It's a tough one. I think it's a fair one. This is more fair than the second one. maybe that was a little unfair for Baked, I'll be honest. I mean, how do you outdo Ralph? But this, I think it's kind of 50-50. You could really argue either way. You know what's interesting? With 3,800 votes, Nick is in the lead right now. Kanye West has 44%. So he's got about 2,000 votes. Congratulations, chat. You've just given Kanye West more votes in this internet poll than he'll get in the presidential election in 2024. Can we get a round of applause? A round of applause for Kanye? Just got more votes than you're going to get in 2024, Kanye. You're welcome. That's my gift to you. That's Chud energy, Kanye. I should have been your presidential advisor. Let's just do a YouTube stream where you just go crazy. They're going to love it. Oh, look at that. Everybody clapping in chat. Lovely. Oh, we even have the appropriate skin tone clap hands. Very good. Everybody's being so polite today. You're all being so good. A year of Chud. Very nice. Very good. There we go. Clap, clap, clap. Everybody's clapping. Congratulations, Kanye. You're still losing the poll. Oh, Jesus, that's embarrassing. Oh, my God. Nick Fuentes is beating Kanye West. I wonder if there's probably video from a Motel 6 of that happening, too. Of course, it probably involves a little bit of lubricant and a cucumber. It's a little bit different than we might be imagining. Maybe he's got a Baldo strapped on. I don't know. Use that referral code. Ricada made an extra sale. Nick's like, I got to buy one of these. I got to buy me one of these. Well, we're 2 minutes in, 6,600 votes. Nick Fuentes leading with 53% to 47%. This is actually the closest vote we've had so far out of all the brackets. Impressive. Impressive. Give it another minute here. Let everybody get their chance to vote as we move along with our stories. We're going to have a very fun finale. So far into the finals, we've got Keffels, Ethan Ralph, and now it's up. Are we going to go with Fuentes or are we going to go with West? I don't know. I don't know which way it's going to go, chat. Give it one more minute here. Let a few more votes roll in. It is pretty close, 53-47. But Nick still has that lead. I guess that slow burn has been more entertaining than Kanye West's implosion. Let's see here. Okay, we've hit the 3 minute mark. I've got to call it. With 7,200 votes in, Nick Fuentes is the winner of bracket 3. Oh my God. Nick Fuentes has topped Kanye West. I think that might be the only time you're ever going to hear somebody say in a sentence that Nick Fuentes topped anything or anyone. Nick Fuentes topped another man is a sentence you're probably never going to hear, except in this context with this voting poll. Congratulations. Forever bottom, finally topped. Congratulations. 53-46, 7,500 votes. Let's get rid. Kanye, you get out of here. You're gone. You're a loser. Get out of here, loser. We're not keeping you around. Now, we've got 2 more brackets to go before we even get into the second round of things. So far, Keffels, Ethan Ralph, and Nick Fuentes have all moved on. They've all moved on to the winner's bracket, I guess. The winner of the biggest shit show. Congratulations. We've got more coming up. But since we've been going for an hour, we're going to take a small break. I'm going to grab another drink. I'll let you get a drink. We'll come back for the next 2 brackets and then get into the finals voting. Oh, boy. Oh, my God, Chuds. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take the biggest shit show of the year? Who's going to be the winner? I don't know. It's viewer choice, my fellow Chuds. So let's put our little dancing pudding on. Do a little be right back. And what song should I play for a break? What's appropriate break music, chat, for this? Let's just go with the classics. You know, I'm going with the classics. We're just going to play them all because, hey, this is the last stream. We did Rama Rama. I'm going to do Blues Clues Remix. Doesn't even make sense. It doesn't fit. Why would you play that, Jim? There's no mystery to solve. We're just voting on the biggest trash fire. I'm playing it because it's fire. I'm playing it because we all love our Blues Clues. Chat, that's why I'm playing it. So let me just get desktop audio up and functional. There we go. take a small break and we'll be right back.
We gotta find. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the Paul Graham find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the Paul Graham find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the Paul Graham find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the Paul Graham find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the Paul Graham find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the Paul Graham find. That's the first clue. We gotta find.
Have we found it yet? Chat, have you found the first clue? It's a mystery. Have you found that clue, chat? Oh boy. Well, we've got 2 more brackets to go before we get into the winner's circle. The winner's circle for the year of the biggest trash fire. Lovely. All right, Chud buds. Let's move it along here. Our next one would be a rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall and rise again? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way it would go. I'm talking about the, oh God, Ashton, I feel a little baby's feet kicking in your tummy, Ashton. Oh God, I can feel a little in your tummy. I can hear him. Ashton, the little babies in your tummy, I can hear him. Now, I personally find Kino Casino entertaining, but they've had their ups and downs. With PPP talking about it being cold outside. them currently going to war with Godwinson. And their little kerfuffle with the power chat earlier this year, but they did drop it and move on to something else. Now, how do I start this? Where would things have started to maybe take a bit of a downturn? I guess the boxed wine stream, if you remember that. Andy went crazy, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for talcum powder, and boxed wine. Starting a little bit of a riff with the casino, leading to missed shows after missed shows. Things started to kind of take a turn there. Of course, Andy had his boxing match this year, which was a little bit embarrassing. He seemed to be upset about it. If you remember right, Keemstar had set up a boxing match for Andy Worski, where he was going to be headlining at the O2 Arena in London. Well, maybe not headlining, but one of the people on the card against Salt Poppy. Now, Andy had told everybody he had trained, he was diligent, he was ready for this, he was raring to go, he was going to be the winner in the ring, everything was going to go great. He's going to go Hajime no Ippo on this guy. Dempsey rolling motherfuckers left and right. He was talking shit at press conferences. Everything was looking like it was a go. And what happens? 13 seconds. Salt Poppy smacked the shit out of him. This is a pop, pop, pop. And Andy went down. Dropped like a sack of bricks. Now, everybody had their opinion on this. Everybody had a good laugh and a good giggle about it because Andy did go down fairly quick. I'm surprised Andy didn't remind when Ethan Ralph had spoke up about how quick Andy went down. Andy could have said, hey, I may have gone down 13 seconds. I only lasted 13 seconds in the boxing ring, but that's twice as long as you last in bed. But he didn't go that route. Got a little upset. Started getting a little agitated. Drinking a little bit more of that boxed wine, having a little bit too much talcum powder. Things start to get a little bit iffy. Shows starting to get missed. Arguing with the audience. What was the name of the dude that Andy got pissed off? Nub something? Chub the Nub? I can't remember what his name is. He didn't like that guy very much at all. Then you have the writers walk off the show. You're talking about Persip and everybody else. Things were looking bad for a while there. Things were looking down bad. But I've watched the last couple of Kino Casinos. They were pretty good. So is that a rise and fall and rise again? I'm not sure. Where do you put that? Where do you put that? Is a baby Chad? God, do we even put this in a bracket, or do I just ask you, are they going to be able to raise the baby together? Ashton, our little baby. Our little itty bitty baby, Ashton. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way that's going to go. Oh, it's Jub the Nub. Thank you, Chad. See, people in chat are looking out for me. Jub the Nub. Chub the Nub. Say his name. Say his name, chat. Chub the Nub. You put respect on that. You put respect on that name. Oh. Okay. So you got Kino Casino. They're stumbling a bit. Are they going to recover? Are they not? That's going to be your 2023 story. Is it going to be the rise or the fall of Kino Casino in 2023? The last couple of shows have been good. Got some surprise guests on there. You had Bake's sister show up. Saying she had a sex tape of Bake. Oh my God, I forgot that. How could I have forgotten that when Baked Alaska was going against what? Would it have mattered? They both would have had sex tapes then. It's kind of a washout. I guess it doesn't really count. Though it would be bizarre that your sister would have a sex tape of you. A little strange. They also got Alex Stein on. Alex Stein, and again, that's another story I forgot. God, there's so much lore around all these people, it's hard to keep track of it all. They had Alex Stein on, and he was just continually shitting on Ethan Ralph for like an hour as they, regaled him with stories about puppies. And they also had Andy Dick on. They got Andy Dick on as a guest. It's weird. It's almost every guest that shows up on Kino Casino hates Ethan Ralph. It's very strange, even celebrities. So, will 2023 be their year? Are they going to make that triumphant return? They're going to keep the momentum of the last couple of shows? Are we going to go down Boxed Wine Canyon? Going crazy with the talcum powder? I don't know. You're going to have to watch somebody else. They're going to have to cover it for you. I can only present this as a bracket choice. Have to put it up there as a contender for a bracket choice. Now, again, this one might be slightly unfair against who they're up against. Because we've got the Bank Man. Oh, God, I'm so sleepy, you guys. Yeah, this one, I don't know who I could have put them against as far as a story for a shit show goes and a trash fire goes. This guy is personally responsible for fucking over so many people, for stealing billions of dollars for pocketing hundreds of millions of dollars, for fleeing the country and trying to get away to get put into a Jamaican prison, sold out by the little goblin girl that works for him. FTX and his other, Alameda Research, shuffling money back and forth between the two, trying to hide transactions, assure people that they had liquidity when they didn't, try to take money out and keep it himself. Then information comes out that his family's connected in politics. He's donating to the Democratic Party. He's trying to get candidates elected. It just gets worse and worse and worse. And then he gets put into a Jamaican prison. I'm not kidding you. There's a documentary on YouTube about the prison that he went to, the jail he was sent to, where they're talking about how you have to shit in a bucket, and the bucket's only cleaned out once a week. And rats will gnaw your tits off. So he's sleeping on a cell floor, a concrete pissed shit on floor, with rats crawling over him, with 5 or 6 other dudes. Imagine that. Imagine, maybe I should have put him against Kanye. Because that's technically 2 billionaires that lost everything in a remarkably short amount of time. The only difference is Kanye didn't, bilk an entire group of people out of their money to accomplish it. That's all Sam. That's the bank man. Now, the bank man is going to be investigated by people that he's donated to. The bank man is going to be investigated by people that are friendly with his family. The bank man posted bail after telling people he had like 30 grand in his bank account. Suddenly he comes up with $500 million. In fact, what was his bail amount? It was ludicrous that he had it. Oh, released on $250 million bail. I don't know how he pulled it off, chat. How do you tell people you only have $30,000 in your bank account when you're in a Jamaican jail? You suddenly get extradited to the U.S. and suddenly you have $250 million to pay for your bail. Even at a 10% for the bond, that's $25 million. And all of his wealth is known to be stolen. That's the bank man, operating an enormous Ponzi scheme, a giant hustle, just complete bullshit, no liquidity. He can't pay you cash for the crap he's selling you. It's completely untrustworthy. He's just it's a pyramid scheme. And he took billions and billions of dollars, and then he put a bunch of 20-year-olds in charge. And what do they do in the office? All the stories that come out about what the bank man's engaging in? Giant drug-fueled orgies? Imagine that. Imagine investing your life savings in crypto because you think this is going to be a winner. And then you find out it's a bunch of 20-year-olds from connected families that are snorting meth and having sex orgies in the middle of the office or sleeping in a giant beanbag chair. Now, this is another one, by the way, that's going to be like a 2023 story. I have no faith that the bank man is going to see a day in jail. He'll get out of it. His connections, his wealth, he'll find a way to get out of it. But I would be remiss if I didn't put it on here, because it is a major shit show. You cannot talk about crypto without talking about this guy. And I know there are other bigger stories in crypto right now with Logan Paul's Crypto Zoo or whatever it is. And I mean, we could have put that on here too. I think it was CoffeeZilla did like a 3-part investigation into that. But this still trumps it. Like nothing comes close to it. This guy's a walking, living disaster. So maybe it's unfair to put him against Keno in the baby Ashton. But like I said, this is up to chat. Chat's going to decide. So let me start a poll up for bracket number 4. Bracket 4. Keno Casino against the bank man for our shit show of the year. This would be our 4th bracket. All right, there we go. Remember, I'll give you a few minutes to vote here. We'll see which way it goes. I'm going to laugh if it ends up being Keno. I'm going to laugh if it ends up being Keno Casino. How do you lose to the bank man? Oh, God, Ashton, the baby. we lost to the bankman, Ashton. What's going on? They're fucking trolling us. Jumping up in his A-Log army and trolling us, and they're coming for the baby. It's going to be so cold outside. Light up a cigarette here. Leading that healthy lifestyle. Gotta love that healthy lifestyle. Let's see where our voting's sitting at here. So far, with 4,500 votes, Keno Casino 22%, the bank man 77%. Yes, it would be very hard. I know. I should have put a little more thought, maybe, into trying to pair these up. Maybe the Bankman should have gone against Kanye. And we're going to put Kino against, I don't know, Baked. And then Ethan against Nick. Maybe those would have been better matchups. But who cares? All the winners are going into one bracket anyway, so you can vote. It's going to be, I don't know who's going to take it. I could speculate. I could guess, but I don't want to lead you, chat. I want you to choose. That's what this Chud year's been about. I present you the shit show, and then you choose what's been the most entertaining one. A lot of candles out for Andy Jr. Oh, Andy Jr. Let's see. We've got 5,600 votes. Bankman still leading. Bankman is still in the lead. We've got one more bracket after this. Coming up, bracket 5. I think it'll be interesting. I think you'll like bracket 5. I think bracket 5 is going to be a fun bracket. Once we finish up bracket 4, the shenanigans with the Bankman and the Kino Casino. I mean, theme-wise, I think it goes together well. You've got Kino Casino, you've got a casino where people go to gamble and have a chance at winning money. And then you have a literal bank man where you have no chance of winning money because he's just going to rob you like a real bank would. So are we investing in our savings account or are we putting it all on the roulette table, boys? So what do we got here? 25% Kino, 75% bank man. I don't think it's going to be hard to swing this another way, but I'll give it another minute. Everybody gets 3 minutes as we go through this. Fair's fair, chat. I really needed that music. The game show music. I'm kicking myself for not having the goddamn game show music. Shameful, embarrassing that I don't have it. I need to put my own ass in a bracket now. All right, 3 minutes is up. Let's see what that poll says. If it pops up here. Hold on 1 second. All right, bracket number 4 finishing up. The Bankman moves on to the next round. Kino Casino falls away. I guess we're going to have to see if that's a 2023 story. Get rid of the Kino Casino here. Get on out of here. Go with the losers. All right, you don't stay in the presence of the Bankman. Our final bracket, folks. Bracket number 5. Now, I think this one is a pretty good matchup because we have one story from earlier in the year and one story at the end of the year. Which way is it going to go? I mean, it's pretty stupid either way. Let's start it off with contestant number 1 in bracket number 5. Pup in the Cup, Flamenco. Flamenco, the up-and-coming YouTube streamer, talking about the VTuber drama, talking about all the things that are going on out there. And what happens? Oh, there's some trouble in Discord land. Some things are starting to leak out. We've got some stories that are starting to float around, some accounts that are being found. First, we find out that he likes his dommy mommies, and he likes those wooden horses. But it gets worse. Apparently, our boy is looking at, is it Shotokan? Boy Soprano, a hentai manga? Is that what you call it? Boy Soprano, a little bit of Shotokan. Looks like he's out there seeding some torrents, getting into some shenanigans, doing some dirty, underhanded, degenerate shit. Now, he made a appearance on the Kino Casino with Godwinson and with PPP, and they fumbled the ball on that one. And then shortly after, all this information, all this kinky shit's coming out, all these porn accounts are being found, all this shit about Boy Sopranos coming out in the open about the Shotokan shit. What happens? He gets discovered in a Steam group with a bunch of, no, I should say with a German user who's also in other Steam groups with people that have child model pictures. It just gets worse after it gets worse after it gets worse. So our pup in the cup decides to take a break from the internet, disappears for a while, maybe hoping the heat would die down. I'm not 100% certain. But it was a rough start to the year. Also, one of his compatriots, Tux, had a bit of a shit show of his own. We should have put him in a bracket, but, well, he's a side character, right? He's like one of those little sidekick characters. But he wanted to fuck his sister. Essentially, that's the story to that one. That's the guy that made the Gunt 64 mod for Super Mario for the N64. Now, that is our... I know that's a short description, but the second one's a short description, too. Because what you need to understand is one of the people that played a key role in Flamenco getting a bunch of shit was a dude that was promoting a parody song of him. You know, getting the word out there, talking about him taking shots every time. I'm not talking about people like Diorio or the others. I'm talking about somebody that's got their own shit show that just started up. Like I said, it kind of bookends. The person that was playing a part and getting flamenco so much shit now finds himself with a bunch of shit of his own. I'm talking about our boy Salvo Pancakes. Now, we read through some of the screen caps of the discussions he was having earlier, but apparently Salvo's a horny boy. Our boy Salvo Pancakes out there trying to fuck anything that has a pulse. If you walk into a Discord with Salvo Pancakes, he's going to try to put his dick in you. Now, I was unaware that he was married, and rumors, being spread around. I don't know, because I haven't really been following this that closely. This, again, is another 2023, really, but it's starting in this year. The year of the Chud. But our boy Salvo apparently was married, and now from what I hear, I guess Keemstar's saying that marriage is falling apart, because he's been trying to dick down everything and anything he can. But what is it that Salvo was into? I mean, we heard that, flamenco is into Dami Mommies and wooden horses and, all the Shota stuff. Well, it starts coming out that Salvo's trying to get all these e-thoughts that he can to do age play with him, to do piss play with him, to do all sorts of degenerate shit with him. And there's a chat log out there. In fact, should I read it to you? Chat, would you like to hear a piss play interaction between Salvo and an e-thought that they had on the internet? Should I play that? Should I just read that to you? So you can get an idea of what he's into? Oh, 1 second. Oh, there we go. Let me. I fell behind for a second there, chat. I'm very sorry. Let me grab the piss play. God. Oh, the fucking internet, man. Why is it everybody's just, God, what the fuck? I think this was up on, oh my God, please let me find it. Please let me find it. I read this earlier today, and it's just so fucking stupid. It's so bad. Oh, no. Oh, no, please let me find it. Oh, this is my fault. Why didn't you save it, Jim? Why didn't you save the piss play script? What are you doing? I will find it, chat. I'm going down. I'm looking for it here. Oh, come on. Please don't do this to me. No. Oh. Oh, if I can't find it, I can describe it to you. Again, because I read it earlier. Okay, I think I'm close to finding it. I think we're getting close to finding it. Oh, I got it. Yahtzee. Aren't you lucky? You're going to get to hear the same thing they heard earlier this morning just because it's such a fantastic piece of literature. It's such a fantastic piece of literature. All right. Are you ready to RP:3 with me, chat? Are you ready to woo about Salvo and his piss play fetish? Oh, I hope so. I hope your boys are ready, because here it's coming. Here it's coming, boys. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no stopping it. You're gonna have to listen. Now, the name of the girl's redacted, so we're just gonna refer to them as e-thought. So there's Salvo and e-thought, and I'll read both parts for you. This is Salvo in this conversation. Here we go. Salvo, go piss and shove your face in it, baby. And then from e-thought, video omitted. So there must have been a video of them doing that. Salvo, so yellow, baby. So yellow, baby. Good job. Hot. 2 more videos omitted. And then e-thought said, gargled it for you. I gargled it for you. From Salvo. Oh my God. Pretty girl. How does it taste? Pretty girl. How does it taste? You look so good with your head in the bowl. I want to fuck your ass while your head is in the bowl. From e-thought. Pretty salty. Fucking love doing it for you. I'd let you do anything to me anywhere, anytime. From Salvo. Love it. You better. Another image omitted from e-thought. Then Salvo says, piss on the floor and slurp it up. Not now, but soon. E-thought sends another video, drank more for you. And then Salvo finishes it off with, filthy whore. Oh, you look so good with your head in the bowl. Pretty girl. So yellow, baby. What the fuck? God. Flamenco starting out with the Tommy Mommy wooden chairs. Salvo finishing out the year with piss play. Put your head in the bowl. Ooh, so yellow. Oh my God. Bracket 5 is a fun one. I don't know where I don't know what's going to go on with the Salvo story. Is there going to be more crazy shit? There's like AIDS play stuff, somebody said. I don't know what, I bet the transcripts from that are wild as fuck. Is there more piss play? Are we going to get a little more pee-pee play? I don't know. God bless content creators. Endless source of entertainment. Endless source of entertainment, boys. Oh, my stomach's getting a little queasy there. Pretty girl, put your head in the bowl. What are you doing, bro? Okay, bracket 5. Let's have it. It's a head-to-head. It's a head-to-head against sworn enemies. Flamenco versus Salvo. Who's going to win it? Who's moving on to the next round? Voting begins now. Voting begins now, chat. Is it going to be Tommy Mommy Wooden Horses Shotokan, or is it going to be Piss Play, Age Play, My Marriage Imploded? I don't know. It's entirely up to you. The power is in your hands, chat. I love, it's just something about reading people try to dirty talk in text that's always fucking funny. I mean, it's funny if you hear it. It's funny if you hear it, like, in voice. But when they have to type it out, they have to take the time to type it out and be like, yeah, that's hot. That's a hot sentence. So yellow. That's so hot. Pretty girl. That's my favorite line. That is my favorite line out of the whole thing. Pretty girl. Call me Piss Play Papa. Salvo salvates over the piss play, pretty girl. Oh, God. These are the things I'm going to miss about the internet. Just how stupid it is. There's something about just the pure fucking stupidity of people. Especially horny people. Horny people are the dumbest people on the internet. You'll run across people that have stupid political ideologies or stupid takes on social events or, activities. It doesn't really matter. But you get a horny person saying dumb shit, and that's the funniest crap you're going to come across. There's just something amazing about the stupidity of horny people on the internet. God bless it. I'm going to miss it. When I think back on 12 to 15 years of watching stupid, horny people say ridiculous shit, I'm going to miss it. So what do we got here? We're at 5,000 votes with a minute in. Salvo is taking the lead 59% to 41% against Flamenco. Is our Piss Poppy going to win this one? Or is Wooden Horses going to come back from behind and take the prize? We've still got a few minutes left for voting. Take your time, chat. Oh, I wonder. God, do you think there's video? Oh, I hope there's not. If this is all legit for on Salvo's end, and they're sending texts back and forth and videos are out there, is there going to be a video of Salvo cranking it to piss? Oh, that's going to be a hard one to walk away from. That's going to be a bit difficult. Still got another minute to go, chat, on the vote. We've still got one more minute to go. 5,700 in. Right now, 58% Salvo, 42% Flamenco. This is our last bracket before we get into the winners bracket. This is before we deep dive into the best shit show of the year. Which way is it going to go? I don't know. It's all up to chat. My fellow Chud buds are the ones they're going to choose. Somebody at chat said, stop the steal. Stop the steal right now. These votes don't count. These votes do not count. Okay. I'm going to give it a few more seconds. Maybe we're going to come behind victory. I don't know. Give it a few more seconds. Salvo. Woo. Oh, what a way to end the year. Salvo has taken the W, in which case the W stands for water sports. Let's look at the full poll results, everybody. Here we go. Bracket number 5, Salvo wins 57% to 42% with 6,500 votes. Flamenco, You've been defeated. Get the fuck out of here. It's time for you to go. Get out of here. We are officially now in the winner's bracket, ladies and gentlemen. For biggest shit show of the year, our 5 contestants are, I'm going to put them up on screen. Let's reorganize, get everybody up here. Let's get everybody up here so we can see everybody at once. So we've got Keffels. There's Keffels. Put them over there. Next we got Ethan Ralph. I'm a celebrity. Ethan the celebrity, internet celebrity Ralph. Look, I love his goofy fucking eyes. God damn. Good stuff. So we got Ethan Ralph. Then we got Nick Fuentes. Oh, there we go. Gone from a rumper pumper to a plumper dumper. Getting a little big there. Getting a little bit big there. Let's put him right here. Let's get a little punchy cheeks. There we go. I should probably organize these a little better. Maybe put that there. There we go. Next we got Sam Bankman. The Bankman. Oh, that's a big picture though. Let's get that adjusted. He's a sleepy little boy. Look how tired he is. He's so tired, so sleepy, so tired. Let's put him. There we go. And finally, Piss Poppy himself, Salvo Pancakes. he's joining at the end of the year. He wants to take the crown. He's like, listen. All these people are amateurs. Keffels, Ethan Ralph, the Bankman, Nick Fuentes. I came here to play, pretty girl. I came here to play, pretty girl. I want you to gargle some piss for me. All right. Which way is it gonna? Can I do a 5-way vote? Is it possible? I should have probably checked the fucking polls, but let's find out. Add option. Uh oh. Let's start it off. We need to eliminate one person, so we can do a 4-way poll. Fucking polls, man. Let me think of how we're gonna do this. Which 2 should we have go head to head? You know what? I'm gonna put Bankman versus Keffels. Let's do Bankman versus Keffels so we can have our 4-way poll for the final winner. We'll call it special bracket. Special bracket. Because Jim should have thought this out a little better. The Bankman. Okay. It's your choice. It's your choice, Chud Buds. There we go. Who's moving on? Is it going to be Keffels or the Bankman? Let me get the other guys off the screen. Then we can have our 4-way. Our 4-way, nothing but dudes. All right, let me pull. Oh no, the Bankman stays. Keffels stays. Okay, let's get rid of him and him and him. These are. Here you go. Here are your 2 choices. Which way are we going? Is Keffels taking it, or is the Bankman taking? Then we can have our final poll and crown our victor of top shit show of the year. Amazing. People think Keffels is such a fuck up, they're voting above the Bankman. That's amazing. That's some high energy fuckery right there. Bankman. I'm not feeling so good, Bank Bros. FTX is tanking once again, boys. Keffels at 60%, Bankman at 40%. Ironic, really. 4,500 votes coming in. It's looking like Keffels is going to take it. It's looking like the Bankman's not doing so well, but I'm going to give it a minute. I'm going to let you get your votes in. Keffels pulling that lead even farther ahead, 61% to 39%. People saying stop the steal again, rigged. Rigged voting mechanics. Oh my God. Keffels is going to take the win. I can't believe it. Bankman, what are you doing? You need to wake up. You stole billions of dollars and ran to Jamaica to get your tits eaten off by rats, and you're losing to Keffels. Embarrassing. We'll give it one more minute here for our special bracket. But with 6,100 votes in, I'm going to say Keffels is probably taking it. It's not looking so good. Yeah, I don't think Bankman's going to pull out. It would take an enormous amount of swing votes to fix this. You can already hear Donald Trump calling in right now to say it's rigged as fuck. He's very angry. He's demanding a recount. He's demanding a recount this instant. All right, Bankman Bros, I'm sorry. Listen, this was a fair, straight-up poll. But Queen Keffels is taking it. Queen Keffels has won a special bracket. That's twofer. That's two. Keffels is keeping that momentum going. Let's end this poll. I can't believe it. I can't believe the Bankmen creating one of the biggest financial frauds in like fucking history. The guy that worked at Enron. The guy that worked at Enron said, holy shit, this is bad. Has been defeated by Keffels. Oh, Bankman, you're so lucky. So lucky. What did I tell you? Never going to be held accountable. Get out of here, Bankman. You get the fuck out of here. Go away. We don't want no losers around here, buddy. All right. It's time to bring up everybody else. It's the final four. It's the final showdown, chat. This is it. This is for all the money. Finals bracket. Oh boy, oh boy. Is it going to be Keffels, who'll be our first choice? Is it going to be Ethan Ralph as our second choice? Is it going to be Nick Fuentes as our third choice? Or is it going to be the piss poppy himself, Salvo Pancakes? It's up to you, Chad. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to decide. I'm going to play a little background music, just one of my shitty songs, while you vote. And we're going to crown the biggest shit show of the year. This is it. This is the year of the Chud finale. This is for all of them. All of the FTX crypto coins. Here we go. Keffels, Ethan Ralph, Nick Fuentes, Salvo Pancakes. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare your votes. Let's put on a little music. I'm going to silence myself. I'm going to let you vote. You've got 5 minutes to vote. It's 8:50 right now. At 8:55, we're going to look at the results and find out who is the winner of the biggest shit show of the year.
Hello, everyone. You know who this is. Yet you have absolutely no idea. Of course.
Wow. Somebody gonna be famous. Real famous.
I sit here writing to you now with my exceptionally long penis buried deeply and warmly into my vagina butt.
Isn't that neat?
Joey Hunter 77 has joined the game.
Call 911. This place needs to be swatted. It's obnoxious.
You have a bully cabal.
You don't find people being bullied into suicide on 4chan.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Okay, if he says any more bad words, I'm gonna hang up on him. He doesn't own Kiwi Farm, and he died last me. A little kid named Moon owns Kiwi Farm.
How do they make this more and more epic every time? We're defend ourselves.
I'm sorry, I'm a soy-filled bitch and like your videos.
If we get Donald Trump just to tweet out, I mean, you know, just a tweet that mentions the hashtag Gamergate, it doesn't even necessarily matter how we use it. Man, the blue check marks are going to shit their fucking pants.
It's 2019. I can't believe anybody believes me. I'm a spinning fucking ball of water.
True. I bet you when Jim finds out, he's gonna just give me so much shit.
One never knows when the homosexual is about.
I've had over 1,000 rejections in real life, 2,000 rejections online, so that's 3,000 rejections total. I aim as low as possible. I aim for obese women, ugly women, ideally ugly and obese. I would do anything just for a 300-pound ugly white girl.
I said it's not even hot. You are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. No, you get no permission to fucking do it.
You gotta be kidding. It's just like this declaration, right, of male dominance.
Put that in your pipe.
I definitely cheated on Super Mario with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Stop doing this stuff.
He's like the blue seductress who takes me out into the night and does wonderful things to me.
And now, stop!
How can a Yorkshire Terrier live in the wild? It's in plain sight, but you just don't see it. You know what I mean?
Okay, chat. Voting time is over. With 7,500 votes in, it's time to find out who is the winner. Winner, chicken dinner of the biggest shit show of the year. Who brought in the best spectacle of the year of the Chud? We've gone through 10 contestants. I know there could have been more. There were side characters and side stories. We could have talked about Baldo and Ricada. We could have talked about Boogie freaking out on his audience. But we stuck to some good pairings. Some of the bigger stories. So here we go. Here are the final results. Our finals bracket. In the last place, fourth place, it's our Piss Poppy Salvo Pancakes with only 3% of the votes. Sad. Next up, in third place, Nick Fuentes with 15% of the votes. Second place. Oh, can we get a drum roll? Second place is Keffels at 20%. That means there's one winner. The biggest shit show of the year. Ethan, Oliver, Ralph with an overwhelming 61 fucking percent. Let's pull this picture. He is an internet celebrity, bitch. You need to remember that. I'm an internet celebrity, bitch. Oh my God. Ralph has won it. This is a huge win. It's a Ralph Amail victory, folks. It's a big W. First he got that fake bowling trophy. Next he's getting that fake wrestling belt. But the biggest win of him for this year is the Chud victory for biggest shit show, biggest trash fire, biggest fuck up of 2022. Congratulations, Ralph. It's a round of applause. I'm giving you applause. This is a dying man is applauding you, Ralph. Take that W. I'll be sure to contact Hasbro and have them melt down some plastic action figures to make you another fucking trinket trophy that you can hang on your Mexican concrete walls. So you don't have to look at the mold that's literally living over every inch of that place. Can we get a suey for victory? A suey victory. Suey for victory. Oh, I'm pulling out a pill bottle. I'm shaking it in celebration. Oh, Medicare. Why won't you die, Medicare? Giving me an award like this. Gonna make me oink in anger. Ralph took it. Oh. Not surprising. He's had a hell of a year. I did think a few people had, opportunities there. Open it up, throw in different choices, let everybody throw something out there. Maybe we'd be surprised. But good old Ralph took it. It's that consistency, folks. Ralph is consistent at fucking up. That's what got him that victory. Sure, you got Kanye West kind of imploding. Nick was a bit of a slow roll. Keffels was kind of, a 2 to 3 month saga. Salvo's just been going on for a week. Flamenco was a few months. The Bankman's still a developing story. Keto Casino, we don't know where it's going to go next year. But Ethan Ralph, unlike, in Baked Alaska, it's kind of hit or miss. But Ethan Ralph, consistently, month after month after month, putting that work in. As he always said, he's the hardest working in the sector. I just did not think he meant like this. I did not think when he said he's the hardest working in the sector, he meant this specifically. But there you go. And Ralph will be pleased. The stream hit over 10,000 people. He's been talking about that a lot lately. So congratulations, Ralph. Over 10,000 people have come to crown you King Dipshit of the Internet for 2022. What an amazing award. We're all so proud. We knew you could do it. We're all so proud. You are an internet celebrity. You are up there. You are working your way up there. You're seeing Chris Chan. You're seeing DSP, and you're saying, I can do better. Drakenlord, I can do better. I am Ethan goddamn Ralph, and I will make a shit show like nobody's seen a shit show before. Medicare. I'll teach you A-hogs. I'll become the biggest clown show on the internet. You'll be talking about me for a decade. I'll be doing my show on the streets of Tijuana. Covered in mold, being bitten by dogs. Using dial-up baud modems. I don't care. It's Mexican technology, Medicare. You wouldn't understand it. I'm a winner. I won this one hands down, Medicare. Oh, what a way to go out. What a way to end the year of the Chud. It's been a fun year. Let me tell I don't want to gaze at the winner too long. I might get jealous. Let me take that picture down. My eyes are starting to strain because his are going two directions. It's been a hell of a year, folks. It's been a fun year. We wanted to keep that high energy going. Chat. That's what Year of the Chud's been about. It's been watching trash fires and shit shows, having a laugh at Clown World. Oh, sure, there have been serious politics and economic upheaval, and there's war and disease and all the serious shit that's out there. And you have tons of people that'll cover it all. But the one thing we really wanted to focus on, or try to be consistent in, is laughing at stupid shit on the internet. Because really, that's the best way to spend your time. The internet is a smorgasbord, a buffet, if you will, of stupid people doing dumb shit. People being arrogant and doing dumb shit. People being horny and doing dumb shit. People just plain being stupid and doing dumb shit. That is what the internet is. That's the best part of the internet. That has always been the best part of the internet. And companies may come and go. They may restrict your freedoms for what you want to say and do. But you will always be able to laugh at the biggest dipshits around. And for 2022, that big dumb dipshit is Ethan Ralph. Congratulations. Now, I would love to continue on and do a 2023, I don't know what you'd call it, the Year of the Chud, Year of the Chud 2 Electric Boogaloo, I couldn't tell you. But whether I'm here or not streaming about it, I promise you, there will be consistent shit shows to enjoy. There will be people melting down on social media. There will be YouTubers doing dumb, horny shit. There will be Twitch thoughts embarrassing themselves. There will be tons and tons of more shit to enjoy. So as things get more serious around the world, and it gets all gloomy and doom-filled for you, never forget to have a laugh, because it's right there in front of you. I can't say if in 20 years we're going to have an internet like we have today, so you should thoroughly enjoy it for what it is. You should seize the day, grab it by the horns, and have a good giggle. Because this is free entertainment. Hollywood can't write shit like this. You're not going to read about it in a book. No novelist out there can create characters like this and story arcs like these. These are real people doing really dumb shit, and it's fantastic. You know, I used to watch shows like Springer and Richard Bay back in the day when they used to do those daily talk shows about people that would just do dumb shit, and I always wondered in the back of my head, are these real people? Is this all just played up for the camera? But after using the internet for a decent amount of time, I've come to the conclusion that yes, in fact, people are that fucking stupid. There are really stupid fucking people on this earth. And they all seem to gravitate towards the internet and be hell-bent on sharing those exploits and adventures with us all. And what a jolly feeling for this time of year. For our New Year's Eve, right after Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and whatever pagan day thing there is. When everybody's in the mood and you're all comfy inside, having a little cup of hot cocoa, being able to reflect back on all the laughs you've had, at all the absolutely stupid people that inhabit this digital landscape with us. Oh, what a year. I would rate it a 4 out of 5. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Genuinely, from the heart. It's an 80%. There have been a few years that have had some even bigger shit shows, but this one, it's been pretty good. Hopefully, next year will treat you all just as well. You'll see the continuation of story arcs, the introduction of new characters, the emergence of the AHOG economy, as more and more people cover shenanigans that are taking place on the internet. It's a lot to look forward to. Now, I know, it's New Year's Eve. There's things to do with friends and family. There's football games, hand-egg games going on. Generally, I read all the super chats. There's no way I can read all the super chats. You've all been extraordinarily generous. I'm going to go through. We'll do like a half an hour. I'm going to read. I'm just going to read through them. Pick out some here and there. I'm scamming you. This is Jim's last stream, and he's dono scamming you. That's right. That's the long game, motherfuckers. I waited. I waited 8 years to dono scam you. Here it is. Oh, he waited for the last stream, and he's dono scamming us. Motherfucker. Oh, I never saw it coming. Oh, this son of a bitch. He's going to sign up to IP2. He's going to stream over there. Motherfucker. But we'll go through some of the super chats. And then I will allow you all to go do your New Year's shit. And then I'm going to go gargle salt water because my throat is killing me. Especially after the stream from this morning. My ears are killing me from the fucking air horns and the Morse code. So let me just pull up the super chat page. We'll look for the ones that are the most insulting. The ones where people tell me to take a flip off a building. We all love those. Give me a second here. Let me pull up as many as I can. So as we scroll through, we grab the best of the best. Again, I thank everybody that's donated. I would love to try to read all of these. There's just no fucking way. You've all been ridiculously generous. Thank you very much. Go buy hats. Buy more hats.